Have you ever woken up to find your entire world flipped upside down by something as absurd as a barrier cutting off your lifeline? I sure hadn't, until that fateful morning. There it was, a massive fence slicing right through the only road leading to my farm. And who was pulling the strings? Victoria Lang, the iron-fisted head of the Homeowners Association. She figured she could slam that thing up and strut away unscathed. But oh no, I didn't roll over. I flipped the script and turned her blockade into my own personal toll road. Now, the same folks who backed her scheme have to cough up cash just to get home. What would you do if someone tried to choke out your dreams like that? Stick around, because this tale's got twists that'll make you question everything about power, justice, and fighting back. Let's rewind about 18 months, back when I snagged this 60-acre spread of lush, rolling fields in the heart of California's Central Valley. I ditched the soul-crushing grind of city office life, endless spreadsheets, fake smiles in boardrooms, and bosses who cared more about quotas than people. Out here, it was real, dirt under my nails, the sun rising over my herd of 40 Angus cattle grazing freely, their low moos a symphony compared to conference call static. I'd built this from scratch, turning raw land into a buzzing operation. My 300 free-range chickens laid golden eggs, literally premium ones that high-end eateries fought over, raking in $1,400 a month just from that. Beef sales to boutique butchers padded the books even more, making my wallet fatter than any corporate paycheck ever did. Every dawn, I'd sip black coffee on the porch, watching the animals thrive under my care-balanced feeds. Clean water, no shortcuts. It wasn't some hobby. This was livelihood, purpose. I'd traded fluorescent lights for open skies, and it felt like freedom. Or so I thought, until the storm named Victoria rolled in. She showed up unannounced one afternoon, while I was knee-deep in fixing a busted irrigation line, sweat dripping, tools scattered. Her sleek SUV crept up like a predator stalking prey. Out she stepped in a crisp pantsuit, heels sinking into the mud, scanning my fences like she owned the place. Her eyes were sharp, calculating, like she was appraising a foreclosure. I trust this setup will align with our community's expectations. She barked, no hello, no handshake, just command in her voice, as if I were a problem to be fixed. I wiped grime off my hands and tried the neighborly route. Pleased to meet you, Victoria Lang. Folks around here say you run things tight. She gave a curt nod, her stare drilling holes, then spun on her heel and drove off. Left me standing there, baffled, a knot forming in my gut. The harassment kicked off like clockwork. Certified mail piled up, HOA decrees nitpicking everything. My fertilizer routine? Suddenly a threat to air quality, despite zero complaints from actual agencies. Cattle feeding at dawn? Excessive noise pollution, as if farms worldwide didn't do the same. The barn's rustic beams? Aesthetic violation, even though similar ones dotted the valley for generations. Chickens scratching dirt? Labeled environmental hazard, demanding changes that'd kill my free-range model. Each letter was laced with legalese, making honest work sound criminal. It wore me down, nights tossing, worrying about lawsuits that could bankrupt me after 2 years of blood and sweat. What was this? Some vendetta against folks who actually produced food? Then came the monthly HOA gatherings, where Victoria turned theater into warfare. She'd strut in with glossy slideshow satellite shots of my land marked up like a crime scene, graphs claiming my cows tanked home values, charts on demographic shifts, proving farms scared off buyers. It reeked of money spent to smear me. Mr. Thorne must decide if his commercial venture fits our residential vibe, she'd declare to a room of nodding suburban transplants folks who'd fled cities for country charm, but hated the smells and sounds that made it real. Hypocrites, wanting postcard views without the grit. I'd stand, heart pounding, countering. My farm's zoned agricultural, fully permitted. But her smirk said it all compliance wasn't enough. She wanted me gone. Standards go beyond laws, Mr. Thorne. True neighbors think of the greater good. Driving home, I knew this was no spat. It was a clash of worlds, and she had the ammo connections, cash, cruelty. Tuesday hit like a sucker punch. Power tools buzzed at 7 a.m., yanking me from sleep. Outside, a crew was hammering in a sturdy wooden fence across my access road, permanent, professional, no warning. My stomach dropped. This severed everything. Feed trucks couldn't roll in. Vets couldn't haul gear for sick animals. Starvation loomed for the herd, chaos for the hens. What's this? I demanded of the foreman. HOA approved security upgrade. He shrugged, flashing papers like they justified ruin. Helpless, I watched my farm's artery get cut. I dialed Victoria, pulse racing. She picked up Chipper, like she'd rehearsed. Ah, Marcus. Noticing our safety enhancement? Boosts values for everyone. I laid it out. This blocks emergencies animals could die. She chuckled, cold. Check your deed. A 1987 easement gives us control over that 12-foot strip. Historical rights trump yours. Click. Doubt flooded may had my title search missed this? For hours at the county office confirmed the nightmare. Buried clauses letting the HOA maintain for security, vague enough to weaponize. That evening, Victoria paraded by, admiring her handiwork in designer clothes. Don't look so defeated, she taunted. Pedestrian access during daylight. Vehicles? Emergencies only, with approval. I gripped the fence, knuckles white. My animals need constant Carino red tape. She waved it off. Should have thought of harmony before turning this into a factory. As she drove away, rage boiled. But in my shed, surrounded by tools that fixed machines, an idea sparked. Maybe laws bent both ways. Sleepless, I pored over docs, coffee fueling frenzy. Easements weren't one-sided. If they commercialized it with fees, I could charge back. I called Ethan Brooks, my old college buddy turned property lawyer. You sound wrecked, he said, concern thick. Send the files. Hours later, he called buzzing. Jackpot, Marcus. Their $250 household levy for security makes this revenue-generating grounds for you to toll. $7 per vehicle, fair play. Precedents back it. Excitement mixed with dread. I was a mechanic, not a coder. But Ethan believed. Your gearhead skills? Build it automated Arduino, sensors. Legally solid. 3 weeks blurred in my workshop turned lab. Salvaged hydraulics for the gate arm, solar panels for power, infrared detectors spotting cars from 75 feet. LEDs flashed fees. Cameras recorded all. Steel vault for cash, weatherproof everything. Programming glitches nearly broke distinguishing ambulances, verifying payments. But dawn after install, it stood. My Tollway, flipping her trap into treasure. Victoria was first at 8:45, post-gym glow fading to fury as she read the sign. $7 access. Exact change. Emergencies free. Verified by county. She snapped pics, called reinforcements. This breaks every rule. I emerged calm, docs in hand. Compensation for exploiting my land. Pay up. She flung bills, tires screeching. Week 1, $430 collected. Cops checked, nodded legal. Residents grumbled. Deliveries tacked surcharges her backers paid daily penance. Then, a text, smart move. Victoria did this to another farmer last year for sale cheap. You're inspiring us. Chills. This wasn't personal, it was pattern. Mrs. Eleanor Hayes, 73, lifelong valley dweller, approached with an envelope. She lowballed my house $60,000, blaming your stink on values. With Ethan, we dug. FOIA emails showed Victoria lobbying for zoning tweaks ban cows, spare fancy horse paddocks. 6 farms bought cheap via shells, flipped for 30 to 40% profit after HOA hell. $18,000 HOA cash funneled to her scheme's embezzlement plane. Javier Ruiz shared. She buried my goat dairy in citations flies, waste. Sold low to her dummy corp. Evidence mounted, fraud, corruption. Dread hit. Was I ready for this beast? I met Victoria at a diner, spreading proof. Her poise cracked. What do you want? Stop the hunts. She leaned in, venomous. You don't know who you're crossing. No room for your kind here. A black car tailed me home, threat real. Emergency HOA meet. Victoria rallied, slideshow slamming my hazards. Door-to-door lies painted me villain. But I countered with docs fund thefts, emails, flips. Room gasped. Eleanor stood. She tried buying me out cheap. Javier ruined my family. I dropped the bomb. $18,400 embezzled. Chaos. Vote. 31-0 ousting her. She fled snarling. This isn't over. Justice swift. DA charged embezzlement, fraud, conspiracy. 8 months jail, for years probation, $120,000 plus restitution. License yanked. Bankrupt, she slunk away in a U-Haul, luxury life shattered. My farm boomed her to 55, eggs doubled. Monthly passes at $60 eased toll grip. Tours drew crowds celebrating the Toll Farm saga. Eleanor stayed, sign blazing. Farming legacy since 1932. Javier rebuilt elsewhere, grateful. Mornings now, I patrol pastures. Gate Gleaminga reminder bullies crumble when outsmarted. Revenge? Getting paid while they pay the price. But think, was turning her weapon against her fair play or vigilante justice? Should HOAs wield such power over dreams? What if she'd won? Would farms vanish from McMansions? Drop your take below. Did I go too far or not far enough? Like if you back the underdog, subscribe for more real-life battles, and share if you fought the system. What's your line in the sand?